Okay, we have a live session related to BPMN model interchange capability. I will invite now partners from Trizotech, Box Group, OmniLink, Amunda, and W4.
All right, I'm taking the screen.
Yes?
All right. Hello, everybody, and thank you for the invite. So my name is Simon. I'm working for a Canadian company called Trizotech. We're here today with the BPMN Interchange group, which is a working group of OMG, the organization that standardized BPMN. I guess you've heard a lot about BPMN as a standard. As a subgroup, we are a regroupment of different companies interested in making the interchange of BPMN easier, meaning that you could take your business process assets that you've developed in one tool and either modify it in a different tool. You could use a tool that is more business oriented and go to a tool that is more IT oriented. You could also want to take that BPMN model that you've created and send it to an execution engine. So today I have with me some colleagues that I'm going to introduce quickly, and then we'll hear more about them later, from different companies. We will have Zbigniew that just presented from BOC Group that will be part of this demonstration as well. It will show how he could modify an existing process in this demonstration. We also have François Bonnet from W4 that will take part in this presentation. We have Falco Mensch from Camunda, and we have Tim Stephenson from OmniLink that will also be participating in this demonstration. This demonstration is a smaller version of a larger demonstration that lasts for over an hour. We just want to give you a glimpse of what we could do with the BPMN standard and how easy it is to go from one tool to another. But if you're interested, I've put the link here to the complete demonstration that runs for over an hour, where we do 3 different interchange scenarios. Today we're going to do one scenario for you. So as I said, the OMG BPMN MIWG is a group that was put together to facilitate and demonstrate the BPMN model interchange amongst tools. To us, it's really important that the models that you capture can be interchanged between different vendors and different functions within the enterprise, so to augment the reuse and adoption of the BPMN standard. We also defined various test cases that address both the breadth and the depth of the BPMN model interchange that take into consideration the different BPMN conformance level defined in the standard. So we offer a test suite that vendors can test their interchange against and submit those results to us. Then we can review those results together, make comments, and we also offer a public bug tracker so that people interested in purchasing a BPMN tool could look at the different results from the vendor that they've selected, see how good they are at the interchange, and how compliant they are with the specification. One other of our role is to guide and support the vendors into their implementation of the standard. So we often have discussion about how different things in the standard should be implemented. And we also offer automated tools to facilitate the test case result interpretation, visual tools to do comparison of models and things like that. So you can find us on the OMG wiki at this address. We're a pretty welcoming group, and we have weekly meetings where we work on the different aspects of the BPMN interchange. So today we're going to do an interchange scenario demonstration for you, and it's going to be one of the more complete scenario that we've done yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a process that was already augmented to the point of being executable. So in BPMN, you can model to either document and then analyze, and then you can even go as deep as to add the attributes that you need to interchange. So we're going to take one of those models that have enough information for the interchange, and we're going to show this model through different tools being modified and then executed on different engines to show you that once you've built an asset in BPMN, it is easily reusable and executable by different vendors. So the model we'll be looking at is a very simple model that basically receive an invoice, send an approver to that invoice. The approver decides if he wants or not to approve it. He could request clarification. The German part is about clarification up there. If it's approved, then we put bank transfer, and then the invoice is archived. We did decide to put the German part on purpose to test the different tools interoperability on extended character sets that are not English. So we want to make sure that all the tools support extended characters from different languages. So here's how we're going to do this presentation. So as I said, we're going to start from an existing process model. Then we're going to show in BPMN IO, which is a tool from Camunda. So Falco will show us how we can modify the diagram by simply renaming one of the activities in there. This file will then be saved into a shared Dropbox that we all have access to. And then Zbigniew from BOC will take that, modify another one of those activities, put it back into the Dropbox, and then I will take that file, open it in the TriStack BPMN modeler, again modify one last part of that process. Then we're going to take that executable file, and we're going to show how we can execute that same model in 3 different engines, one from W4, one from Camunda, and one from OmniLink. So let's start a presentation, I guess. So I will pass the end to Falco, who will start this by showing us in BPMN IO. He's going to open the model in BPMN IO, as we can see. So Falco, if you, unmute yourself. Hi, Falco.
Hi, do you see my screen from Linux?
Yeah, we do see your screen now. You can start.
Okay, perfect. So as Simon already said, we are going to take a model that already has technical attributes that can be executed in multiple engines. So this model is already in our Dropbox, and I will take it from there and open it inside our Camunda modeler. This is actually a brand new product that we just released 2 weeks ago. It's based on BPMN IO and is going to be the future of our modeling tool suite. And as we can see here, the model is having a couple of activities that don't have a name yet. So, and to actually prove that the tools are really changing the model, we will add a couple of names in here. So for instance, this task should be called assign approver. And the next one, I will also do that one. It will be approve invoice.
Yeah.
In addition, there will also be some technical attributes. So for instance, if you have a look at these user tasks, there's already JSF forms assigned to these ones. Then if one has a look on the sequence flows, they will already have expressions that can be evaluated by a process engine. And this task over here even has some Java code attached to it. So we can really see this model is not just a drawing, it also contains technical attributes. So now I'm going to save the file under a different name, so we can basically track back all the different versions of this document.
So he's saving the file again on the same Dropbox that we all have access to?
Exactly.
So, and from there, you're going to be able to see that after that, Zbigniew will receive the file through the magic of the cloud and be able to continue adding to that diagram. So Falco,
Okay,
I'll pass the end to Zbigniew so that he can continue that drawing, and we'll talk to you later for the execution of the Camunda's engine.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I can see that Falco's file already moved to my computer, so I'm importing it. I'm using this BPMN DI import capability, so I need to find the proper folder. Now I'm importing the file, and what I'll need to do will be to change the name of one task, and I'll also show you the extended attributes that are preserved. Okay, here you can see the file got from Falco, and I'll add name to this one. It will be prepare bank transfer. As you can see, I have a list of all the technical attributes, also what Falco presented. All the transition conditions are also there. So now I'm exporting it.
All right, so as we saw, we're progressing. Yes, this is a little bit of a pre-cam demonstration. Normally you would interact between those tools as one tool would be used to go deeper, but we wanted to show you really on a very simple level how we could transform that file from one vendor to the other without losing any information, and how this could be easily retaken by different tools. So now I'm on the Trisotech BPMN modeler. Everybody can see it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go and import that same Dropbox file from the same folder that Zbigniew just saved here. And I have the mostly completed process. Now I'm going to do the last part here to archive the invoice. And I nudged it a little bit. Anyway, that's really important. Okay. And again, we can see that we have a model that have all the performers assigned, and as Falco showed, the branching here already have conditions that may look a little techy but are required for execution. So all the data objects are also already bound to XML types here. So we have everything we need for execution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export this to a BPMN file that I'm going to take here, and oops, I'm going to quickly rename that. There we go. So now in the Dropbox file, we have everything that was created iteratively, the original that we started from, the Camunda edition, the Adonis edition, and the Trisotech edition. And now we're going to go into execution. From that file, we're going to go into 3 different engines and look at the execution of that model. So I'm going to first pass the end to François from W4, who's going to demo how we can execute that file in the W4 BPMN engine. Hi, François.
Hi, bonjour everybody. So I'm happy to be there in Bucharest. It's some hours away if I had to transport this place. So here you can see the different files that have been saved into the Dropbox. So here I have my tool which is a design tool. I will import the BPMN file from the Dropbox there, take the Trisotech file that just has been saved recently. So first the file opens in the tool, and the tool has the ability to connect to our BPMN Plus server, which will be able to execute the definition. So if I take the file here, here you see that we have the different definitions. If we move around on the different steps, and we can see that we have different parameters, such as, for instance, the assigned approver, the name, the resources that has been assigned. For instance, we have the team assistant there. Then we will have the approver that will be able to play the different tasks depending on how the design has been made. And we also have some data that has been defined, where we have definitions that has been set, for instance, for the approver, which has been defined as a string and this kind of thing. So we have the whole information that has been acquired from the previous tools that has been gathered into this file. And what I will do is to move this file here from the file to one of the servers that has been declared in my design tool. I set up the password for this server running. And here you can see that depending on the definition we have a set of parameters that has to be given, including the possibility of setup automatically that I will not do there, but switch to the administration level for doing it. So what I'm going to do is to import on my server, execution server, the definition, set the parameters and create the users and the type definition if whatever needs to be created on the server. So that's the first step. Should I click on the OK button once again? Here we go. So the definition has been set up. So I switch to my execution environment. So this is the administration level. So the administration level, I just here refresh the screen, and we see that we have this new process that has been designed. I have a graphical preview that shows us in the execution environment the process that has been defined with the beginning, the different tasks, the different data that is available. And here, if I right-click on it, I will be able, sorry for that, I will click there, right-click here, just try to set up my definition, so it should be at the process level. So I set it up. So the setup will enable the process to be executed. And in the meantime, in the background, I created an application there where we have the different resources that are available. So I have the approver here that will be able to connect to the application. So I switch from the definition environment to the administration to set up the process, and then I have an application that will be able to, I'm not on the relevant application, sorry for that. Where is it? Where is it? Sorry for this. Here it is. So I connect to the application here, got the approver, and then I will be able to create a new invoice handling. This is the OMG BPM MIWG demo here that has been created. So the instance has been created, so I can switch to the, sorry for that, I created with the approver. So the team assistant should be the one that will play the first task. Here we go. So that's the application, and then I have the first task that has been defined, so I can handle the task, define who's the first actor to play the task or the second task on the, here I still have the possibility to review on the visual graphical follow-up where the process has been instanced, and then I have the first task that is available and then move to the other one. So this is online real life situation there, and I complete this information here, and then the task following the process definition will move to the next task. So if I switch back and play the second role, and then I will go to the approver here, once again connect to the server, and then I will have the second task, which will be a bit different, provide the relevant history saying these kind of variables have been defined, the approver, and the different elements. So I just approve the task and complete, and then things are moving forward within the process. Since we are on the running engine, we can go into the search, have the different definitions and process instances that are available, and here see the history saying that the process instance has been defined at that level. The first task has been created and played for the team assistant, then the approver creates run the next task instance, and then the prepare back transfer should be done by someone else within the process, not yet assigned to the relevant user. So here within the whole engine, you have the possibility to create a task and then run these process instances towards different users. And of course here this is really in alignment with what has been defined into the process definition, where data could have been refined. Here we just have the data that has been defined at the XML level, but we could expand things to fulfill the requirements you have. Okay, so that's the first example of the implementation. Now we'll switch back to
We're going to go to Falco.
Falco, yeah. Do you switch, Simon, to Falco, or should I go to him?
I did.
Okay,
switch.
thank you.
So thank you, François.
Great.
You can go.
Okay, well, welcome back to the Camunda part. So now we've seen this model that has been modified by 3 different business modeling tools, and now we can also take that into execution. In Camunda BPM, we usually work with plain Java projects. So what you can see here is an Eclipse that has a Java web application, and inside there I already imported the process from the Dropbox. Camunda also provides an Eclipse plugin, so you can also see the process model in Eclipse. As we expect, all the technical attributes are still there, our user interfaces are still integrated and the like. So I already did a deployment on my JBoss application server, so we can now directly switch into Camunda Cockpit, which is one of our web applications, and here you can see the process is already there. Obviously, we also display that on a graphical level, so we can see exactly what we modeled before. So now I will switch to Camunda task list and start a new instance of this process. And yeah, as I mentioned, there is Java web application forms associated to it. So it will ask me to upload some invoice. Maybe I'll just take my last flight invoice and upload that here. And then I'm getting a user task in the Camunda task list. in that we can also view the current state of the process. So every user has an insight of where he's standing. And when we open the form, we could also introspect the data that has been uploaded here. And work with various data that is necessary to fill out this process. Maybe I'll just complete this one task here, and well, then we see there's another task, and so on and so forth. I would like to take a little bit of time to go into Cockpit and review what has just happened inside the Camunda execution engine. We can now see there is one process instance that is apparently waiting at the proof invoice. So I will drill into that, and here I can also see all the data that I entered. Still have the possibility to download the file that I uploaded, or upload a new one if I want to do an administrative change. Okay. And also an interesting insight is that you can see the entire history of everything that happened. In this process it wasn't too much yet, only one task has been executed, but as you can see here, all the start and end times have been logged, so you can really fine-grain trace how this business process was executed. Okay, that was it from the Camunda side. I'm gonna hand over to Tim from OmniLink.
I'm going to do that for you. Thank you, Falco.
Thanks.
So, Tim? Yay, you're there. Hi, Tim.
Good evening, Bucharest.
Oh,
so I'm here in the
sound like
UK
a rock
representing... So I'm here in the UK, and I'll show you similar things to what Francois and Falco have just shown you using our tool. So I'm going to log into the system here. We need to pick up that BPMN file from the Dropbox first of all. Now I've cheated slightly. I've set up my own account. I'll show you perhaps. I'll set up my own account so that I have all of the different roles that are needed. So I am the team assistant, and I am the approver, and a whole bunch of other things as well. So I don't need to switch between different users. Okay, so over in the deployment list, we should see that I have an old version of the process here that we just saw make a few moments ago, 1809, at least 1809. Upload that file. We see that we have a new version. And we can have a look at what it is, and you can recognize by now the process that we've seen. Then here below we see all of the instances, which is none yet. I'm going to start one. It tells me that we've started that. If I pop over to task list, work management, then we should see the task there that's sitting, some other task unrelated, and we see the one assign approver. It asks me to assign approver. I'm going to assign myself. I'm supposed to assign it to the approver group, aren't I? Complete that task, and you see the task is submitted, and now a new task has arrived. If I approve invoice, I can say whether it's approved. I'm going to say false. Complete that task, and so on. So we're now at the German review invoice stage. If I pop back here to the process list and refresh, I should see, with a little bit of luck, we have a new instance. You can see the current state of it, which is that the approver was set to approver. It is currently not approved. You can see the most recent task is that it's sitting in the, okay, then these must have happened so close together that they're out of order. But the most recent user task is this, I won't attempt to say it, the clarify invoice. And there you have it, the same process executed in a number of different engines.
Thank you, Tim. All right, I'm gonna take back the screen for a little conclusion to what we just saw. So just to recall, we started with 3 tools that did iterative change to a model. Then we went into execution with 3 other different tools. So I hope that this shows that, oops, I should really go back to presentation mode. It's going to be easier to read. This certainly shows that BPMN is a standard that is A, widely adopted, and B, easy to interchange between the different tools. So if we look at it from a, let's say, a graphical way, we start in BPMN IO here, then we continue to add more information in BUC Adonis, then into Trizotech BPMN modeler, and then we forked to the 3 different execution engine that can execute that process. So thank you very much for listening in on this presentation, and thank you to everyone else that participated in making this and the BPMN interchange a success.